Hello people around the world, welcome to our first logo history. In this episode, I'm going to talk about NBC. Enjoy. About NBC, the national broadcasting company. NBC is an American commercial broadcast television and radio network serving as the flagship property of the NBC Entertainment division of NBC Universal, a subsidiary of Comcast. 1926 to 1931. NBC debuted as a radio network in 1926, with a logo depicting a microphone surrounded by lightning bolts, superimposed over a map of the United States of America. The NBC letters appeared in an arc above the graphic. 1931 to 1942, NBC introduced its second logo, a square with a diagonal NBC text in it, and lightning bolts around the B. This logo was later adopted in 1940 for use as the original logo for the newly formed NBC television network.
WEAF New York.
1940 to 1943, NBC introduced its third logo, consisting of a circle featuring a hand holding an NBC microphone to stars and a banner saying "Broadcasting in the Public Interest." This logo was used on NBC's print materials during 1940 to 1943. 1943 to 1953, NBC introduced its fourth logo, a microphone surrounded by lightning bolts, which was a modification of the original 1926 logo used by the NBC radio network. Lightning bolts were also part of the logo of corporate parent RCA, as well as that of one-time sister company Takeo Pictures. The waves on the left side were meant for the radio network, and the right waves were meant for the television network. Despite being replaced by the 1946 and 1952 logos, this was used on print advertising as late as 1952. This logo can be seen on NBC's Meet the Press Washington bureau offices.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company. WNBT, New York.
1946 to 1952. This logo would usually be shown at the end of a program with a rounded rectangle border around it. Although not the very first instances of them, the famous NBC chimes made their television introduction with this logo, with one of the letters of NBC lighting up when the chimes happened in order.
NBC Television.
1950 to 1966. Despite being replaced by the 1953 logo, this logo was still seen on kinescopes until 1966. The latest known use of this logo was on the two known pilots of It Had to Be You, which were apparently taped on November 7, 1966. (1953 to 1969), a stylized xylophone and mallet were introduced, symbolizing the NBC chimes. 1956 to 1975, John J. Graham and Herb Lublin of Sudler and Hennessy designed a new symbol for the network, an abstraction of an 11-feathered peacock indicating richness in color. This brightly hued peacock, which NBC called the bird, was adopted due to the increase in color programming. The most famous version of this appeared in 1962 during a telecast of the Western series Laramie, leading it to be dubbed the Laramie Peacock.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC. The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
1959 to 1975. A new animated logo designed by John J. Graham joined the Peacock logo, appearing at the end of every show. This would be known as the NBC Snake. (1976 to 1979). NBC announced an update to its image in October 1975 with the introduction of an abstract and bold, bright and contemporary design consisting of two trapezoids. It made its on-screen debut on New Year's Day, 1976. One of the technological innovations of this logo was its use in the first electronically animated ident for an American television network.
NBC sends you all the best.
1979 to 1986. The Peacock returned as part of NBC's branding on May 14, 1979. The N and the Peacock were combined together to create a design called the Proud'N, designed by Terry Glazier and Vascon Kalajian at Lippincott and Margulies before they departed from that company to start their own firm.
This is NBC.
1985 to 2011. During the finale of the NBC 60th Anniversary Celebration Special, past and present NBC stars stood on stage to introduce a new logo, a simplified peacock icon, ending the arranged marriage of the N and the Peacock.
This is the NBC Television Network.
2009 to 2011. A gradient was added to the 1985 logo for use in NBC's more colorful campaign, though the 2006 color bug used for HD programming remained.
The following programs are brought to you in living color on NBC.
2011 to 2013. NBC introduced a glossy 3D version of the 1985 logo for use in promotional advertising and idents. However, the 2006 color bug used for HD programming and some elements of the more colorful rebrand remained in use. 2013 to 2018, NBC slightly revised its peacock. The beak is now slightly larger, the feathers are slightly thinner, and the logo itself is glossier. The word mark below the peacock symbol was also reinstated, with the font resembling. 2018 to 2022, the font used on air by the network was switched over to the custom-made NBC Tinker, which is also reflected in the logo.
Maybe that's why NBC is America's most watched network.
And the last logo is from 2022 to the present of the time. A new version of the NBC logo, bearing a slight resemblance to the 1985 logo, was revealed in November 2022. The colors are adjusted to match the logo of Universal's streaming service Peacock. The network's primary typeface is now NBC Tinker Pro, an updated and expanded version of NBC Tinker. The feathers have been moved slightly to make them more balanced. The white trim forming the peacock's body and bordering its feathers has been removed. The beak is slightly larger, making it appear more prominent, and the word mark is now emboldened. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you love it. Stay tuned for more episodes, and in social media, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon. This was our logo history. Until next time, have an amazing day. Goodbye.